In the shade of the moon had always been Elena's secret companion. As a child, she would sneak out of her father's grand wooden house, its walls polished with wealth, and the heavy scent of varnished run barefoot into the fields. While others slept, she would lie on the grass and stare at that pale, silver lantern in the sky, whispering secrets she could tell no one else. The moon never judged her. It never scolded her for her restless curiosity, her refusal to fit neatly into the mold of a proper daughter. And so when she grew older and love came to her quietly, unexpectedly, the moon was already waiting, ready to bear witness. His name was Mateo. He was not of her world, not in the way her father Don Ricardo would have approved. Mateo's life was written on the sea. Skin browned by the sun, palms scarred by the rope of nets, shoulders hardened by years of bracing against storms. He spoke little, but when he did, his voice carried the calm weight of tides, the certainty of someone who knew that no matter how wild the waters, the sea would always cradle him home. Elena met him one night while escaping another suffocating dinner, filled with her father's friends, politicians, men who measured everything in property and names. She had wandered to the shore, and there he was, mending a net under the faint glow of the moon. At first, he did not look up. Then he did, and the world shifted. "Elena," he said softly, recognizing her even in the dark. He had seen her before, from afar, on the road to the town market. She had seen him too, though she never admitted how her eyes lingered longer than they should have. That night, words came slow but sure, drawn out like threads in the net he mended. She asked about the sea, about storms, about the constellations that guided fishermen home. He asked about her books, the piano she played but did not love, the world she dreamed of beyond the boundaries of her father's lands. They parted before dawn, but something had taken root. The next night, she returned. And the next, always under the moon, always in secrecy, always in the shade where judgment could not find them. "If you cannot meet me under the sun," Mateo once told her, brushing her hair back from her face, "then meet me in the shade of the moon. There, no one owns us but ourselves." It became their vow. Nights became weeks, and weeks became months. They learned each other's silences, the shape of each other's laughter, the weight of each other's longing. Under the moonlight, they were not Don Ricardo's daughter and a fisherman's son. They were simply Elena and Mateo, two souls, daring to defy the boundaries of their world. But fate, like the sea, is never still. One evening, Elena returned to their place by the shore, the moon full and bright as if it had been polished for them alone. But Mateo was not there. She waited, heart racing with both fear and hope, until a fisherman approached with heavy steps. His eyes were cast downward when he spoke. "There was a storm," he said. "Mateo's boat, it did not return." The words split her world apart. Her father forbade her to weep, forbade her to even whisper his name. "You will shame us no more," Don Ricardo told her, his voice as sharp as a blade. He tried to bury her grief under silence, tried to force her back into the mold of a proper daughter who would marry wealth and continue the family's name. But Elena could not bury the sea inside her. She could not accept a body never found, a promise left unfinished. The waves might have swallowed him, but her heart whispered otherwise. So she returned. Every night, under the silver gaze of the moon, she returned to the shore. She stood barefoot on the damp sand, her shawl wrapped tight against the wind, and waited. The villagers pitied her at first. Then they mocked her. "Elena waits for a ghost," they whispered. "Her love has drowned with the sea." Children pointed and laughed, while elders shook their heads and muttered that she was cursed by the moon itself. But Elena did not waver. She had seen madness in her father's ambition, in the way men clawed at power and property. That was madness. What she carried was faith. Faith that love stronger than storms could not be sunk. And so the years passed. Seasons came and went. Her beauty, once the pride of the town, faded into something sharper, more haunting, as if carved by longing itself. Her hair grew wild, her skin bronzed by moonlight instead of the sun. She became the ghost the village said she was, walking each night to the sea, waiting, always waiting. Until one night, the waiting ended. The moon was swollen and bright, painting the waves in silver fire. The air was unusually still, the kind of silence that feels like the world holding its breath. Elena felt it before she heard it, the shift, the presence. Footsteps on sand. Her heart lurched. Slowly, she turned. He was there, Mateo. Her breath left her body in a shudder. He looked as she remembered, and yet, Not. His face was pale, unnaturally so, as if lit from within by the same light as the moon. His clothes hung damp, though no storm had touched the village that night. His eyes, those eyes she had dreamed of for so long, held depths she could not comprehend, as though the ocean itself had moved into them. "Elena?" he whispered, his voice carrying both the softness of waves and the chill of the deep. "I came back, as I promised." Tears blurred her vision. She did not care if he was dream, ghost, or miracle. She ran to him, her hands trembling as they touched his chest. His skin was cold, so cold, but real beneath her palms. "You're here," she sobbed. "You came back to me." "I could never leave you," he said. "Not even the sea could take me away." They stood together under the moon, shadows entwined, the ocean murmuring as though blessing their reunion. He held her, and though his embrace carried the chill of the grave, she clung to him with the warmth of the living. The village awoke to whispers the next morning. Elena was gone. Only her shawl remained, damp with seawater, lying on the sand. Some said she drowned herself in grief, chasing after a ghost. Others swore they saw two figures walking hand in hand into the waves, never looking back. But those who know the sea best, the old fishermen who still whisper prayers to the moon before casting their nets, tell a different story. They say, love that's strong does not die. It changes. It becomes tide, current, whisper. And on nights when the moon shines fullest, if you walk the quiet shore and listen closely, you will see them two silhouettes in the distance, hands clasped, hearts bound, forever waiting, forever meeting, in the shade of the moon.